Happy Friday, everyone. Good morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get to babysitter went on vacation, so the youngest is with mommy today. I get to work. No, you're not playing with my phone. Go get your tablet. Okay, anyway, so Leticia went live, so I decided that I would try to go live as well with y'all. So, ow. Oh my God, they are so fucking hard. Like they're so big and juicy. That's horrifying. Where did you come from? My God. And then this one's like all extra big. Ugh, gross. So, yeah, I'm chilling in a parking lot as usual. And everybody was like, and I know that people are liars. When I had the baby and everybody was encouraging me and saying, this is about your health too. This isn't just about the baby. This is about, we care about you. No, you don't. You don't at all. If you cared, you would have left me with my baby. If you cared for my health and well-being, you would have cared for me. You would have understood even at that time. Why does it look so crooked? Oh my God, they look so nice. They feel horrible. They're very painful. But that's what I get for trying to nurse him for even the moment that I did. That was completely my fault for getting attached at all. And I have no idea why people think that I'm just all of a sudden going to have some, oh my God, some weird, stupid idea that I'm going to rush back over there and deal with their court system for some bullshit. No thanks. Keep your child. He is not my fucking child anymore. He's not here suckling on these teats. So you can keep him. I'm so done with people lying to me, making it out to be like, we care about you. We care. We care so much about your stability and your mental health and the way that you live. No, you don't. You're fucking liars. You're manipulative fucking pieces of shit. And I really don't know where you come across lying to people. That's why I shared my story. That's why they didn't want me to record CPS or whatever the fuck, because I was told that is illegal. I could have recorded that. Yet they didn't want me to expose what the fuck is going on behind the scenes with these individuals. And then they want to turn it around like I did something wrong. Constantly. They're always trying to harass me. I knew when they told me, we care, we're just... Good morning, Amberly. Taking you in to check on you and the baby. No, you wanted the baby. I knew that for many months. You are thieves. That's you came and you stole him, and you can have him. If that's what you want so badly, you fucking psychotic thieves, you fucking psychotic pirates, you can have him. That doesn't mean that I should have to do anything but sign him the fuck over. That means I shouldn't have to do anything, not showed up to court. You already lied and manipulated me. I've already had enough throughout years of abuse. And you think that this one thing is just supposed to like fix the situation. And some bitch was like, they're looking out for the best interest of the child. Yeah, I get that. They lied to me from the beginning. They said it was about me and the baby, that they were going to notice that I was a good person, that they were going to notice that I'd not ever done anything wrong, but I talk. Okay, but they noticed that you did not care and that you did not change anything and you did not take initiative for anything whatsoever. Put some cabbage on you. Hey, Ashley. Talk a lot of smack. And people are like, well, you're capable of it, right? Of course I am. The world's smallest vitamin. You keep pushing them. You keep pushing them over the edge and lying to them. Gaslighting them. Because that's what it's like in the system. Hello, Rose. Goodness. Where did you people come from? Where did you come from to be able to manipulate and become that much of monsters and you get paid for it? And I'm over here suffering with my hard-ass tits. I don't get it. You want to see them? Like, I totally want to show them to people because even when they're sitting, when I saw them last night, they were nice. But, like, I bet they're even better looking today. Just, like, let them loose because they look fine as fuck. And even like on my body that's been kind of mutilated, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie. When everything was nude and I was like standing there, I was like, damn, bitch, I'd fuck you. Damn, where'd these come from, right? There's no
Look, doesn't take her long to start feeling good about herself and wanting to get back in and cuddling.
baby. There's nothing. There's no attachment to me and some other life offspring. Sure as fuck isn't that. And you guys were worried about my mental health, worried about me. You're not. You let me go hours afterward just so that I could go kill myself. That's exactly what you cared about. Getting me off the fucking property so that I would have my suicide attempts away from the child. Cool. Do I care? No. The reason I have suicide attempts is because everyone is fucking hurting me. Everyone is destroying me. Everyone is violating me. And then telling me, we're helping you. What do you mean? Robbing you, raping you, stealing from you, forcing you to, that's helping you. I don't see that that's help at all. Where do you come across thinking that that is worthwhile to me, going in to jump through your fucking hoops? I would rather run. And then you guys sit there and say, well, you're the one that's the problem. You're not the one that's not complying. Yeah.
And that's another thing that's so irritating is so many people have actually reached out to her to actually help her in like legitimate, very, very helpful ways. And she doesn't want it. So I think she just honestly wants to play the victim card and bitch and complain for the rest of her life. Because if she really wanted something, she could do it.
Yeah, I didn't comply. After all the months, after all the proof, after everything, after I went to the doctor's appointments, after I spent all my money to take care of the kid, and you're going to tell me I didn't lift a fucking finger to care for him? You're going to tell me that? After noticing when I first fucking had him, only moments after he was born, I asked, when can I put him to my breast? Even while the placenta was still inside of me. That's how fucking hardcore this bitch is. All right? That's why I can manage. That's why I get through shit. Because fuck you. Fuck the police. Fuck all of you. You can keep the baby. He'll grow up. He'll learn what the fuck you did to me because you were so busy lying to me, telling me it was okay. It was okay. We're just helping you. And I'm thinking, wait a second. Wait until my children are of age to recognize you destroyed my life thinking that it was going to help me to place me in more financial constraints, place me under more financial constraints, place me under so much stress and scrutiny and the spotlight of having the accusations that I'm a child abuser. What the fuck are you people thinking? There are so many people that are actually abusive to their children. Go fuck with them. Instead, you're like, we're just trying to help you. No. And your help that you're offering my son, that's going to fucking turn around and strike everyone fucking tenfold because you're not helping him. You just handed him over to everyone else to say, oh my God, she's going to hurt him. I didn't hurt him whatsoever. I was the only one there for him. The only one. I reached out to the father. He did not care. I was responsible enough to tend to it, even through my denial, even through all of the stress, all of the depression, all of the frightening scenarios that I had to live through while I was homeless. All the times that I was lied to, even by these people that are supposed to be kind individuals that are there to help, right? They're there to help situations like this. Did they help it? No. Was there some miracle of me? I honestly, this is me and my stupid creative mind, my imagination. I honestly believed that I would get everything that I needed for him. I honestly, stupidly believed that it would all be in place, that I would have him secure, and that I would be able to show everyone every day how much I was loving to him. And that he turned out to be a blessing. Instead, he is a curse. And he'll know that. And he'll recognize that because he's just a tainted fucking smear on the system. Like all these other children that you ripped away from good parents just because you wanted to test the parents. You wanted to see if the parents were going to work through that kind of stress to prove their worth. Sorry, that dumpster fucking father proved my worth. I have no worth. There is nothing, no worth. $50 or less over here. And if only I were healed enough, I would sell myself right now. Just out of malice and spite. Just out of vindication. I truly would. Hey, highest bidder. And what's the problem with that? The government doesn't seem to have an issue. They don't mind sex trafficking. That's what they did with me just now. That's why they stole my child. That's why when the moment that I walked into that place, I felt sex trafficking. And yet no one did anything about it because they didn't want to believe me. They thought that I was crazy, that, you know, and they want to make it look like I'm crazy. That's why they want to rob me. And that's why they want to leave me with a criminal record. That's why they want to leave me with this distorted mental record. Go for it, bitch. Go for it. Anybody that meets Leticia personally knows you're fucked up and you're making up bullshit. And they know how fucked up the government is. And especially now, if this is getting out there, I pray to God this is getting out but beyond the US so that they can recognize what's truly going on to their people. What's truly going on to the people that are disabled and handicapped and all these other classifications, these disorders, mentally ill, homeless, everything. You just ostracize and persecute us for the wrong reasons. Don't want to engage with us to help us with our issues, or people keep talking about substance abuse with me. There is no substance abuse. Smoking medicinal marijuana is what cured me, and you want me to try to step into that trap to tell people lies. I was the one that healed myself through acquiring the medicinal marijuana card. No one else was like, hey, guess what? For your PTSD, this would probably work better than all those shitty ass fucking man-made pharmaceuticals. Yeah, sure, there's a few chemicals here and there in the medicinal marijuana, but that's not going to affect you as poorly as some of this shit in cigarettes, some of the shit in even your food. So I went as holistically as I fucking could. That child is so fucking pure to me because I was like, man, I really did. I took really good care of him. Even if everybody was abusing me, I took care of him. I'm very proud of myself. But I know that I'm humbled by the fact that he was ripped away, so it doesn't matter. It balances itself out. I'll never speak of him again, though. When people ask, do you have another child? Do you have any children? No, I don't. Because the legal system says I don't. Not my body, not the destruction, not the overwhelming financial deficit, none of that. It is, no, I have no children. There's nobody but me. It's just me and my tits. Yeah. There's no padding in this, mind you. This is just a layer of shirt and this sports bra. Oh yeah, them titties are nice. Oh yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, so I obviously do feel bad for her because I could not freaking ever imagine my baby being taken away from me. She has been through a lot. Most of us have been through a lot. She has been through more than most people. What just aggravates me is I feel bad for her, but then at the same time, I remember what she has said about the baby and everybody else, and that it would be totally different if she recognized what was going on. If she realized, I need help, I love my kids, I want to fight for my kids, I want to be healthy, I need to get mentally stable, I need to love myself, then everything would work out and it's fine. But that's not the case. Unfortunately, she does not want to fight for the kids. And if you don't want to fight for the kids, even if you think the government's taking your kids to stress you out just to test you to see if you're going to work for them or not, well, you're not even working for them. So it's ridiculous. It's very, very, very hard. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, she can do so much to change all of this, and she's not wanting to. Hello, Mel. Oh, thank you so much, Rose. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that super sticker. Hey, Phoebe.
That's going to look nice. That's going to be nice, especially now that I didn't have to breastfeed. That's going to look good. I guess they were looking out for numero uno over here because I didn't need to breastfeed. I didn't need to be attached to another human being for the next 13 months and beyond, like I did with my other one. They helped me out. I mean, they helped me out by realizing I don't need a kid. I thought I did. My body told me I did. And even when we conceived, I did not expect that. I guess my body was wanting one so badly, and then I just was stupid and I didn't put out for the plan B. It was my fault. He exists. I'm not gonna lie, men, you can't judge a man by his urges. That's what they say. You can't charge a man for having an urge so strong that they created life with a woman. They created, mind you. They believe in their stupid minds that they did that. My sarcasm is just on point sometimes, where it's just like, man, you're a bitch. I know. And it's all true when you realize that. That's why you want to strangle me to death. That'd be great. Please do. Let's meet up. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. People are like, you can't smoke in your car.
Good morning, Miss Tiny Dancer. I don't know what time it is there. Happy Friday.
Yes, I can. This is a technicality. This is my home. The fuck is wrong with you? You're going to take it your stupid way? You're going to say, no, that's oh, it is your home. Oh, technically that's true. Technically you're fucked because you went and you fucking went through my fucking shit and you stole shit from me for no goddamn reason. And then you allowed people to bust through my fucking window. But even if it wasn't you per se, it was whomever you knew or whomever you told to do that. Get over your fucking selves. Fucking sick, all of you. This is not helping me by making me fucking...
Oh my gosh, chill out, girl. Chill out. I'm glad the baby is out of her so he doesn't have to deal with all that. I know. I've been thinking a lot about that baby. I took a screenshot because she put it up on Instagram and I took a screenshot because I was going to put it up on a video. And I was looking through my pictures and it popped up and I oh my gosh, I wish I could see him. He's so cute. I feel so bad for him. Yes, it is almost 9 here too. It is 8:48 a.m. Yeah, so calm. She's so calm.
Spend more money on the medicine that I need. And forcing me to have to be stuck in a certain area for a certain amount of time to jump through your fucking hoops. Oh, you'll see him again. You just have to go through the court proceedings. You just have to do that. So then we can suck on dicks. Yeah, that's all we want. They go through the court proceedings because we're cocksuckers that don't care about people individually. And we don't watch your videos. We just know a few things about you. And that's what we know because we're cocksuckers. Like the lady in DHS that stole the baby and the people above her and like everyone else. And it's not DHS, whatever, DFS, CS or whatever the fuck you call it. I'm not going to be involved with that. Fuck no. You think I am. You think that your paperwork matters to me. What matters to me is that life that you stole from me, that is away from me right now, that isn't fucking suckling, that would be dead by now had you not force-fed him your toxic man-made formula. So he's all yours. Go for it. Like I said about the father of the child, when there was people were trying to say, oh, he's got a girlfriend or he's got a wife or whatever. Good. Let him be. Let him ruin his own life. Let him realize that he destroyed not just one life, but two. His creation, his perversions were what caused this. So let him realize, inevitably, his karma's coming. The same with my ex-husband. The same with all the men that I've talked about. Like the Parker that ran away to fucking Europe after he fucking forced me to get an abortion. And I didn't know that I was being forced. I knew something was very wrong. I bawled my eyes out afterward, during it, all of it, because I stayed awake thinking that I was helping him. And all he did was scar me and mark.
That just aggravates me so much. How do you get tricked into having an abortion? Ain't nobody better ever ask me like that. No.
Mark me for fucking life. And that's why I have the bat wings on my back. Because it's demonic what had happened. It's so demonic. And they just allow these men to get away with murder. They literally, that is fucking attempted murder by allowing someone and forcing her into suicide attempts after she has had a break after break over those same occurrences constantly. That's why she's on disability. That's why she can't progress. That's why her refusal to get a job is not a refusal. Just like when I was trying to avoid getting arrested. I was not resisting. I was trying to engage with the stupid things that were forced to be in my fucking reality at that moment that I wanted to fucking destroy. I wish I had a gun right now. I wish I did. I would use it on each and every motherfucker that came up and destroyed me, touched me, that violated me just recently. I would blow their fucking brains out. I fucking would. I wish I would have fought like that. Then people would have been like, fuck yeah.
She's so crazy. Like, you have, well, shit. I guess technically did they clear her warrant because they had her, they took her in. I mean, she's had 2 warrants. You would think they would be like, no, she's what is it, a flea risk? But I guess they're gonna, like, 3rd time's a charm, I guess. I don't know. I swear if she gets a 3rd arrest, like, that police department, they're just stupid. So it seems, I don't even know if she had to pay a bail. But it seems like she's out until court, and she ain't gonna show up for court. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, all her fucking, the way that she talks about offing herself and offing everybody else. Does she keep forgetting that they do watch her videos and she does have court whether she tries to show up or not? I mean, she's not going to show up. She'll probably have a 3rd warrant. It's like a repeat. Yeah, flight risk. So many people have failed her. Like, this system is fucked.
Yeah, girl, get it. Because those cops deserve it. They do. They deserve worse than that. They deserve to have their families have to spoon feed them for the rest of their lives because they're retarded and need to be put down. That's how bad these individuals are. They're not thinking about the individual. They're not thinking about the families. They're not thinking about other human beings and their well-being, their health, their psychological stability, their emotional stability, their everything, their financial deficits due to their breaking of my window. You robbed from me. Literally nobody that came into my car is going to crawl back to the back and steal my fucking tool set. And they wouldn't have been able to open the fucking car. So it was the cops. Why the fuck would you steal my tool set? So that I wouldn't bash you in the fucking brains with the what is the wrench in there? I guess so. I guess you're that fucking worried. I guess because so. You know that I guess you're that fucking worried.
She really needs to be careful because what she just said and described, she was talking about a specific police officer. They can use that against her. Yeah, there's freedom of speech, but whenever you get to the point where you are explaining how you're going to threaten or hurt somebody, they can use that against you. And she just doesn't care. She doesn't care, or she doesn't fucking think about it, or she doesn't think she'll get in trouble. And at this point, I'm like, I don't fucking blame her. My gosh, you know how much shit she's gotten away with? I'm sorry to cuss so much, but she has done so much. Every single time whenever we're like, okay, she's at rock bottom, they're going to come and get her. Nothing happens. Or if they get her, she ends up in a hospital. And then whenever she ends up in jail, she ends up in the hospital, which I'm thankful for anyways, because I was ready for him to be born. But she does. She gets away with everything.
You've offended me that much that you're just waiting for me to fucking attack. They're like, how much more can we push her to so she can commit murder so that we can get her on that instead of, hold on, these people committed murder. They destroyed her. We have to realize she's trying to be as sensible as possible. She's trying to work through these things. She's going to therapy. She's still continuing to seek that. She's progressing. She's getting better physically. You know, she's working on herself in a natural way. She's not using any drugs or hard drugs. No, you're not seeing any of that. What you want to do is put me in fucking prison for something that I did over your actions. Do you understand that? That's actually
Hey, Ruby Red.
Reactive abuse. So technically, if it went up to the fucking Supreme Court, they should realize I was not the one held responsible for my reaction in order to save myself and my child. So it wouldn't have been to the point where it was me or my first intention. Sure, I had that, but that doesn't mean that it's premeditated. Not at all. I'm letting people know. The fact that I already know these things, these occurrences, have already gone through them, doesn't mean that I premeditated that from the very beginning. What did I premeditate? Giving birth to a child just to snap its neck? No. I was anticipating the father would come back. I was so naive and stupid.
Why the hell would she just say that? No one thinks about that. Sorry. Who in the world is like, just to snap its neck? That's not normal.
For half the...
Oh, who just came in? Phoebe, I know she needs to be assisted with mental health, but the systems they suck. Good morning, Kelly. No, the last two they were not. Whenever she just got arrested, I think she got charged for resisting arrest too. She needs like special care, not just to like talk to a counselor every now and then. That's why she's not attractive on the outside, is because in the inside she's just so mean and ugly.
Half the fucking pregnancy, I truly believed he was going to at least talk to me. He was going to at least talk to me. Ask me how the plan B is working, you know? I should have just overdrafted my account. The pain of knowing that my son is going to...
I mean, that doesn't even make sense to me, because she overdrafts her account all the time. She's always complaining about it because of the fee. So how are you going to overdraft your account so much, but the one time whenever you really needed something, you didn't overdraft it? You overdraft it for gas and weed and food.
Going to suffer over this because of everyone else's actions and not my words.
Good morning, Janelle.
I pray to God for you people. I pray to God that you get your just rewards. You can't hurt someone like me. You can't hurt people like me and expect that you're just going to get away with it for so long. First, you just physically detained us and enslaved our people. And I'm not just saying our people, like I come from South America. So there's plenty of times where I'm sure in my history that there have been slaves. You people are crazy. You people are truly insane. You're going to get people on threatening, terroristic threatening. You can eat my shit. And I will literally threaten you for the rest of your fucking lives. And inevitably, when that shit comes to fruition, you're going to be horrified. You're going to say, oh my God, I should have fucking listened to this bitch. I should have not pursued that. I should have listened from the moment that shit happened. The father, December 4th, I believe, should have responded civilly. He didn't. So that's why I filed. If they do not see that, if they're not going to prosecute him and they're going to continually harass me, then we all know that there's something very wrong. And we all know that there's something very, very dark about the judicial system here in the United States and the federal government, because they would have had notice of this the entire time. They would have had notice of my personal story because I sought to expose it. I sought to expose the truth about what has happened in the different jurisdictions and why I am at a loss because of their actions, their responses, ill investigated, poorly handled, misguided attempts at justice. What justice are you pursuing when you're not looking at the bigger picture? You've seen me with all of my hospital stays. You've seen that I came and went, everything was fine. Do I still have aggressive tendencies? Do I still have anger inside of me? Do I still verbally assault people? Yes, because nothing was fixed each and every time I went to these facilities. It made it worse. It made it way worse because those systems are flawed. All they wanted me to be on was their pharmaceuticals, didn't encourage the marijuana, which they should have, because now it is openly a medicinal substitute for post-traumatic stress disorder. The same thing with psilocybin from shrooms. So why are you doing this to me? Because I speak out, because I'm your proof, because I'm your evidence that people can manage on a little marijuana and a little self-care? Is that what you're trying to do? Destroy my story in some way or another? When people would actually be so fucking proud of me if I acted out. They would be like, what the fuck? Finally. I mean, you can do so much on weed, but you just can't what? Like literally, people come up and they hurt me physically. The dude from December 2nd, he was grabbing me. I was scared. So scared. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Why are you touching me like that? Why are you grabbing my arms like that? Are you okay? Like, I really thought I was in danger to the point of death. This guy was so fucking weird. So I was really hopeful it was not his. And I was like, oh God. But then also the dates, I just went with what I presumed was the closest to the date of ovulation. And the only one left was December 4th. That's all they are to me. Numbers. Just like I was to them. A number. So I don't understand why my response.
Hello, EB.
Being hilariously accurate, on point, is so fucking, like, why does that make you so aggressive? Why does that aggravate you so goddamn much? That I'm fucking on point. I'm just acting like a man. You can't blame me for acting the way I should now when I realize it's a man's world and all you're going to do is beat me down for speaking my voice against these individuals who sexually abused me. I'm sorry, what? I wasn't going around showing my tits off.
I was wondering the same thing yesterday, EB. Does anyone know where the baby went and if any other potential fathers contacted to claim the baby? Hang on. You want to take it off? Sure. Okay, so obviously we know like CPS took the baby. So is the baby still there? Jason, I'm sure, knows she had the baby. So does he have to like file something? So like to make them get tested? I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, dang it. No, wow.
Stuff. Not like this. Not like I have been since the pregnancy and the rape. I was open enough to share those fucking photos. Explained why I shared them. Explained everything. I am not feeling well. I am not feeling like myself. I usually try to be respectable as a lady. But all I feel like is a lady of the night. That's it. I feel like a fucking whore. I carved the word whore into my stomach at one point after my divorce. I knew what people were saying. I knew what people were presuming. And even my mother, I said the same shit to her. I felt terrible afterward because all she was doing was seeking that comfort that she didn't get to fucking have when she was in a marriage for God knows fucking how many years, 20 something years, right? I don't know how long my parents' marriage was. I just know that they were both kind of crazy and I wanted to stay the fuck away from that. After I was homeless at 17, I went back and lived with my dad for a short time, went with anybody that'll fucking take me because my parents told me that. They said from the very beginning, we can't wait till you go get a boyfriend or something, get him, so he can get you the fuck away from us. And I'm like, is that really how it goes? Because I'm pretty sure you allowed your sons to stay with you for a longer period of time because you didn't abuse them to the
Do we know how that works if she's not in Arkansas? Because I think he already did his part, and then they were going to go to the hospital. But since she is in a different state, I wonder if they've checked it yet, or do they have to? Hopefully, they don't have to file something different out. It's so sad, like you won't even go to court for your kids. But you're running from the cops. You're moving state to state for yourself.
The extreme of sexual abuse. And I didn't make that shit up. People are all like, blah, blah, blah. No. Why do you think I started drawing such perversions in high school? They were like, yeah, she's quiet. She's shy. She doesn't, but she draws that shit. What the fuck does she do in her off time? Get molested. You know, it's normal. And then they just buy you presents and make it all better. And then I always have to be watchful and mindful of all the officers that drive past me to make sure they're not going to just stop and be fucking horrified. Why? Because it's in their fucking closet. It's one of their skeletons, what they've done to someone else. And if I start speaking about it, other people are going to start speaking about it and want retribution or some recompense. So what the fuck is going on? Where did you come from? What world did you come from that this is okay? Where? Huh? I just feel like, in what fucking stupid reality did you people come across thinking that it was okay to continually harm someone over their freedom of speech? I mean, I know people have gotten rich off of this shit. Shit like my story. I get that. I didn't want money. I wanted love. That's why I shut my mouth for so long. That's why I didn't say anything. I focused on myself. Everyone just said, focus on yourself. Don't worry about it. And I told everyone from years ago, I'm going to write a novel about this. This makes no goddamn sense how it all progressed. And now, even with what has happened in this part of the story, this makes for a great novel. This makes for a great detailed autobiography for me. And I'm like horrified. This would sell a lot. This would. This is a horrifying story. Why would anybody want to live through that? How could anybody still have a smile? How is it? Oh, medicinal marijuana, that's a huge part of this story. Illegal during the first portion of my life, and then legalized during the latter, because I was one of their experiments. I was one of their proofs that people can get better on these things and sustain themselves better than some of these other faulty systems, like the pharmaceutical companies and all these other corporations that eat away at us and use us because we're consumers, but we have no other choice but to buy their brand because it's the only thing, it's monopolized. So it's the same thing concept with all of this electrical, usage and water usage, all of these things. So I don't know why I'm getting in trouble for describing everything in my world and why it's on point with everything that's going on in the world around us today. I understand. That's why I talk about immigration laws and how they should be in place. How, you shouldn't violate people, though, and you shouldn't go backhandedly and kill those people and then tell them, oh my God, it was a wreck. No, I'm pretty sure you just didn't want to keep populating with a certain amount of that culture, a certain amount of that individual, because you presume that their IQ levels were at a certain standard. I know that most people would think, well, she came from this type of a family. Let's check the IQ. There are some very, very smart people in my family. If you look at the way that my father got by, I tell them they're geniuses. They managed to sweep a lot of things under and managed to get by to the point of their success. And I talk about my mom being so smart because she really is. She managed to raise these 5 children and do the best she could, but still managed to house herself too. That bitch ain't stupid. She managed. And she managed until she could live off of certain people, to make sure. She's never had a job. What does she do? She tells me to go out and get a job. It makes no goddamn sense. No goddamn sense. You haven't had a job since you were like 16 years old. And you're going to tell me that being a mother's not a fucking profession? You did a great job. In my opinion, you did a decent job. It was good enough. My education was what I fall on for that balance, because if I wouldn't have been overly educated, I would have been abused long ago. I would be already dead. So her being Caucasian as well, of course, I'm both horrified and I'm proud to be mixed. I'm proud to be all of these things and a U.S. citizen, or so I thought. until everyone started telling me I was the violent terrorist. I was the one that was, oh my God, I was the one violating everyone. They can't even hear this. I'm sorry, it goes round and round like a broken record in my fucking head. Round and fucking round. Why is everyone acting crazy? Give me some fucking money to sustain myself by now because you keep fucking up your fucking paperwork on me. Because you don't know me personally. So here we are. We're going to get to know each other one-on-one, face-to-face. Just you and I. No baby involved. No other part of this story. No man. Just me. You're going to hear it. And you're going to eat the fucking shit that I feed you. Like you fucking forced me to believe it was the only option I had. And then I was like, wait a second. If I end up killing myself, this is an even grander tale than everything else. And then when I threaten that, you're like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And we would be in big trouble. So we're going to stop you from doing that and force everyone to believe that it was something that you had done. Because even my mother, she was like, well, what did you do? Nothing. I was in the shower. I started filming them now. And that's what I needed to do. Now, first of all, someone said something about backing up my videos. I don't have very many videos. I have very few videos on my phone right now. And the reason that it's like overfull, the storage is used up. Sometimes it goes from 64. Sometimes there's the actual amount, which is in the 40s or less. We all know why it just jumps up and back. Why it doesn't allow me to finish recording. Why it keeps cutting me off.
Oh, I've never heard of, who is that? Whitney, Wisconsin? Who is she? Yeah.
It's not the amount of data that's on my phone or the amount of, files. Yesterday, my phone came on while I was on here, and all of a sudden the audio got messed up because my Bluetooth got switched on my phone, and I didn't do it. So I try to explain to people this shit can be tampered with without your knowing, because the people above us, you know what I'm talking about, those people, that's my other half, because apparently I'm doing everything half-assed for you people. That's why you continually want to fucking beat.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That was so many. Okay, we'll throw it away. Oh my gosh. She literally had a whole bowl filled to the top. I just opened it. Fresh, new strawberries. And I walked by and there was like 3 left. And I was like, there's no way she ate all this. And then she just finished the whole bowl. There was a lot. Like it was on the top. Everything was full. I know. She just reminded me of Heather whenever she was talking about someone must have changed the Bluetooth. It wasn't her. I'm like, oh my gosh. They sound just alike sometimes.
Beat me into the fucking grave sooner than I needed to be. Maybe it's exactly when I needed to be, though. So that's what I go off of. It's just everything is clandestine. What's the other word? That I learned it recently, but starts with a K. I don't know. I'm under a lot of stress and people still want me to pursue. They're like, or push through and they say, well, you can still get a job right now. What are you fucking talking about? Yourselves? You want me to put my fucking effort into you?
Oh my gosh, calm down. I thought we'd help you calm down. Good morning, Trey.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Just give me my shitty ass fucking check and I'll sit around, do nothing, worry about my goddamn self. Don't sign your own.
What the heck? I'm like, why are you screaming? Hey, stop. Oh my gosh. No more. It wasn't helping. She was making that noises, but I'm like, why is Leticia yelling and screaming at me? Like, why? What? Calm down.
Your own fucking little baby dick over. Get the fuck away from me. I'm not even fucking tripping. I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking distorted. I'm not schizophrenic. All this shit exists. You guys are doing this shit just so you can destroy me and fucking hide me. Hide the fact that you fucked up. You created a monster. And not just through me, but through my fucking story. There are too many people to fucking snuff out in my goddamn story, and that's why I continually harped about each individual fucking area in my life to whomever would listen, to whomever could resonate. Because I didn't want to be killed off that way. You weren't going to take me down without a fucking fight. So, my fucking existence was here. That's why I decided to prove a goddamn point. That's why I decided to be self-disciplined and fucking go at it and work out every fucking day and ignore your asses calling me at random times right in the middle of my workouts, sending fucking negative information my way, sending negative people my way, sending all these people that wanted to distract me from my goal, which is to prove you wrong. To prove that you are mishandling things, but you're mishandling them with the wrong individuals. I don't know who the fuck you're playing with. I don't know. Maybe you should get your dick out of your hand when you approach me. That shit's going to get chopped off one day or another. One of you is going to end up having it. So, and I explained to people, I was like, man, it's going to happen. And I held myself for so long. But then after popping out a child after that incident, December 4th, and him just like not giving a fuck about my personal reality, not giving a fuck about what was going to happen to me. Oh, this homeless bitch, fucker. Fuck her. She's just lying somewhere along the line, right? No, I wasn't.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, oh crap, who was the other person? I think Jewel Rancid. I think I did some of hers, but isn't she in that IP too? I can't really handle those people. Is the other lady or girl? Where's it at? I've lost it. Whitney, Wisconsin. Is she like in the IP2 thing too? I hope Jewel's doing better. I couldn't. That was just fucking ridiculous. Her babies.
No, I told you it wouldn't be good for either one of us if we did it. I was about to ovulate. It wouldn't be good for either one of us. We would create a demon. And that little demon is going to run around and he's going to end up destroying the fucking world. So, but I sacrificed everything. People think that because I'm not going back, that I'm not sacrificing and that it doesn't pain me, that, I don't care. No, that is the ultimate sacrifice, to give him away. That is the ultimate from a loving mother. And it's a free offering to the world, to the universe, because I had to realize I can't tend to him. I have no home. I have no way of stabilizing myself. I thought I did. I thought I was going to. But everyone keeps taking away my ability to sustain myself through the U.S. government, through that, because they're pissed. They're fucking, and I told everyone, they're pissed. I spoke out against the wrong people, and I've been targeted. I know that. I know when people monitor me, I know certain vehicles, even when they use bummed down vehicles, because I can tell the person inside of the vehicle is monitoring me. So there are plenty of times where I understand. I know exactly. They're watching me. They're all around. Just saw a detective right now drive by. How do I know? He had a laptop in his fucking front seat. He also had one of those spotlights on his vehicle. I know undercover vehicles. I watch and monitor for a lot of that because I make sure that I'm abiding by the rules so I don't get in trouble, because what I do like to do is have marijuana in the car and smoke in the car. And that's one thing I get away with. Oh my God. At least I'm not smoking and driving. At least I'm not puffing on a fucking blunt and driving and you're recording me. No. Are you dumb? Like, I know it's not right to be moving a motor vehicle if you're underneath any substances, but also too, people can be under caffeine, the influence of caffeine, and still crash their fucking car. Do you understand how incompetent these assholes are? The people I just saw lined up around a fucking Starbucks a little while ago, fucking wrapped around the building, don't care that they're cutting off traffic. None of these people, the same with the fucking Chick-fil-A people, all retards, just cutting off traffic so that they can make sure sit in line. I've done it before when I have nothing to do. And I want to be a mindless piece of cattle too. I'll just sit and wait in line at one of these places because I didn't have the sensibility to make my coffee prior to leaving, which I always did, mind you. I always did my shit at home so that I could always have that, so I didn't have to spend any excess because my mother taught me well. She taught me how to maintain. My father taught me well, where he would, he would take napkins where he could, or he would take toilet paper where he could, and it helped us support our large family. My father wasn't necessarily a thief. He was taking free items in order to sustain his children. He would bring home half of his fucking sandwich from auction and offer it to us children because he did love us. Because after a certain point, he realized he didn't want to hurt us. I miss the good parts of my dad. And I wish he were here right now. I know he wouldn't look at me in a sexual way. He'd be trying to help.
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Like this, I miss the good parts of my dad, and maybe he wouldn't look at me in a sexual way, but that's sad.
Help me. Finally, that he reached out. That's what I needed. I wanted his acknowledgement. For him to care. To see if I was still doing okay, even after he hadn't seen me for what? Shit, I don't know how long it's been. 15 years since I seen my dad. When I was pregnant, I stalked his house and I thought about running up and stabbing him to death. He would understand. He'd be like, yeah, I get it, But it was to the point where it was like overwhelming, and I really had to push off that urge because I was going through sleeping in my car while pregnant in the first trimester. And then, so my raging hormones, because it was a boy too inside of me. So, those raging hormones, and I was sleeping in freezing ass cold. So freezing temperatures where there was snow and everything. And that was very hard. But there are a lot of people that have it a lot worse than I do. So I try to just chalk it up to like, okay, you'll do better. You'll be better. Once this baby's here, everybody's going to love you. Everybody's just going to accept all that shit because they have to. Because they have to. They were just words. Like, you have to understand. And I had to understand too, men don't mean their words 99% of the time. They don't. So they're just words. You got to get over it. Like when December 4th said, I'll buy you anything you want. And how about a fucking plan B, bitch? How about you don't use those words? How about I already knew that you were going to be fucking sleazy because you were from the moment you fucking encountered me. Not from the moment, but like from that embrace. Who the fuck slaps someone on the ass that they just met? Like, did you think that we were just going to be together for the rest of our lives and that's just how it's going to go? Then maybe that would be it. But no, you had a lot of shit on your fucking plate and you were eating off of everyone else's plates too. So no, I don't want your fucking nasty, half-masticated monstrosity that you call fucking sustenance. No, thank you. Disgusting. Just a mound of fucking half-chewed fucking garbage. More than likely animal product. Get away from me. I didn't realize that you could avoid the foods that were just in front of you, that you could choose your own path. I didn't realize that because I was taught under my culture that everything was sort of like acceptable and that it was all right. And they were force feeding us this nonsense that was beneficial for us. Then I had to do my own research, get down to the real research of it. This lady is sort of like carrying her baby on the side. I remember when I would wear my daughter. Oh my God, that was so cute. I loved her so much. I had so much hope that I would have some sanity through this child, that eventually things would work themselves out and I wouldn't harbor so much resentment toward everyone involved, that it was going to be okay. But now that I've got these swollen tits and no one to feed them to, that's very painful. People act like they can mock one another because they're like, oh, blah, 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 or that men can mock women over their feminine, this shit hurts, bitch. It's like having blue balls and having someone smack them. Okay. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. These are so hard and swollen and just warm though, warm to the touch. The moment I just put pressure right here, it just sends the pain surging through the tit. And it's not just through the tit, it goes through the head, obviously, because the nerves are all intertwined. I'm not getting that unless it's connected to my fucking brain. Okay. So it's like just a constant, people don't understand that. They're like, well, no, it's just affecting that area. No, it's affecting your whole fucking body. What the fuck are you talking about? So, and that's why I try to explain to people about stretching and about, your spine and trying to adjust, trying to appropriate your posture so that you can get the proper blood flow. And I knew this stuff when I was young, but then I sort of fell out of my routines because I didn't assume that I would have had lived through so much trauma. And after my divorce, being over 300 pounds, you had to know something was wrong. I mean, and the fact that I fixed that, that was no miracle. That was me putting in effort. That was the Lord working through me. That was like miraculous and everyone witnessed it. And I'm just like hyper blessed compared to others because most people couldn't handle this without getting all crazy, hyped up, fucking crying their eyes out and wanting to, oh my God, argue. I'm not going to argue with you. That's why I think they got pissed off too. They were like, are you serious? You're just not going to argue? And I'm just like, no, I'm not going to argue. Not at all. I'm just going to explain to you how I'm fine, how you're crazy, and I'll move on because that's what people do. That's what sane and stable people do. They walk away. They walk away from the trauma. They walk away from the abuse. That's what healthy people do. And I want to be as healthy as possible one day. But I know today's not the fucking day. Today is surely not the fucking day. Otherwise, I would have ended up having everything that I wanted right now, everything that I needed. Today is not the day. So as soon as I get those things that I need in my life, I'll be a fucking sensible, sane human being again. But I told everyone, I'm not going to do that till my daughter comes back. So you just hand her over on a silver fucking gold.
That's like the typical, smell it in the closet. The typical, like, just a child temper tantrum. I'm not going to do that unless you do this. Just like whenever she was like, I'm not going to eat unless I have weed. I'm not doing this unless I have weed. And then she gets her weed. So now she's like, I'm not doing this unless you hand me everything.
On a gold fucking platter with all the fucking billions of goddamn dollars I deserve. Why don't you offer me all that? Why don't you prove your point trying to beat me down to say, she acted, you don't have any video of that, do you? But what you can do is you can take my personal belongings, try to incriminate me for a crime I did not do because I'm not following through. I'm not complying by your fucking standards. No, I do not comply. I do not consent. You're being assholes and you're being crazy. Look at me as an individual. Make eye contact with me, face to fucking face, and then tell me that you want to sit there and continually abuse me. Most people can't. They're like, oh God. That's why they stop. They back off. December 4th, December 2nd, a different breed of humanity. December 2nd, just a violent, crazy person. December 4th, same concept, psychopath. If you had no compassion for the individual, you knew she was disabled, you knew she was homeless, you knew she was down on her luck, that I didn't even share with him any of the negative parts of the story because he was too into himself. He's a fucking narcissist. So I was done. I was like, you know what? There's nothing to be had between us. We're both hideous individuals in our own right. And, our better qualities are not best suited for one another. So there's nothing we can work off of. Our cards are completely different. You're playing Uno over there, and I'm over here playing Kunkien. And that's not even a card game. That's got completely different pieces. But you understand what I'm saying, right? I know. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just like different set of cards. Kunkien. And, I mentioned that to some people. I really liked that game, and I still remember it when my parents would teach us that. But anyway, you can go play with your fucking cards. Okay? You and your fancy playing cards in your backpack. Mr. High and Mighty. Mr. You just destroyed my life and destroyed my baby's life as well. And good for you. And good for you that you stole him and you've got him and you didn't get in trouble. You don't go to prison, none of it. That everyone's on your side. They love you. And that I'm over here suffering physically as well again. And so it's not just 9 months. It's just a little longer. And then what? And then a year will pass and I'll be fine. I'll ignore it. Talk shit about it. Make sure everyone knows. But that's what should happen. You will get your karma. Everyone always does. Everyone always does. And if it's not through that person individually, they lived a wonderful life of abusing others, they end up, their children get it. You better believe it. So yeah, I have no idea why the fuck there's so many people just commenting. You know damn well I'm ignoring you. You know damn well you need to be ignored. You know damn well I don't give a fuck about your positivity either or your negativity. None of it. I'm balancing myself out by discussing this shit aloud, and there's nothing that I need from anybody. Nothing. I think I just saw, my psychologist try to hit me up right now, congratulating me on the baby. Did I really just see that? Thanks. There is no baby. I don't know what you're talking about. There is no baby. My tits hurt. I don't know what to tell you. So, people are so fucking dumb. Also, too, if you smoke and then immediately start the car and you start driving, and I know they've had that on film. I get that. I am not operating the vehicle as I'm smoking. Although you've caught me on the CCTV, those traffic lights. I purposely flip you off and smoke in front of them. So you've also captured me on some of the CCTV outside of buildings, outside of businesses. But the fact of it is, you can't tell how fucking high I am.
Oh my gosh. Okay, obviously you were high right now. I will be in the CCTV pictures, the camera right there. I will be at the store. I'm in my vehicle. I drive by. Like, what? And but the thing is you don't know how high I am. That's like someone drinking a freaking alcoholic beverage in their front seat, and the officer pull them over and just be like, "Yeah, you see the beer, but you don't know how many I had. You don't know if I'm drunk." She's always trying to twist things.
You don't have a gauge for that at this moment. You don't know how stable I am, but you see that I'm not faltering whatsoever when I drive. You understand, I do not go outside of the lines. I brake when I need to. I have to pass and adjust my speed, whatever I need to get around people, because I learned how to maintain on the high amounts of THC that are already in my system. I don't see that there's a problem at this time. I'm going through a lot of stress. I wish I could wind down and have just one bowl a day like I used to and break it up throughout the day. Right now, I've been smoking a lot more. During the pregnancy, I smoked a lot more than I should have. And that is not my fault. You cannot blame me for utilizing my medicine because I was trying to cope with the stress around me, the trauma.
That was not my fault. Literally nothing is her fault. If she does something, it is because we did something to make her do it.
That I sustained. I no longer cry because I realized you're going to continue to rape and rob and just destroy my life because you want everyone to believe that I'm the crazy one, that I am making this up, that this is a part of like Conspiracy Theory, the movie. And you want everyone to believe that's okay. No, these things have happened. These conspiracies exist. These people that were there and then all of a sudden disappeared, they're somewhere. They're just hidden away because most people, ignorant people, the masses, cannot comprehend that they've been fucked with. They cannot comprehend that they're being persuaded into living a certain type of lifestyle or a certain type of illusion. So when you talk to people about money and the concept of money and how everyone is money hungry, they don't understand the concept of the universe or even the fact that the government understands this about us. And they help where they can because they have people monitoring on such a high level to each one of us. We're all in some group. We're all in some, I know I'm being monitored more lately than most people. I don't know what subcategories these are. I would like to learn about it. That's great. I would like to monitor people too. That'd be amazing. I don't feel like I would be some threat to that individual, but the fact that you guys purposely force people to endure such high amounts of trauma, I'm not sure if you're testing us in order to gauge how appropriate we would be to work for you, how appropriate we would be to help you and assist you in some way. I don't know what I can do. What can I help you with? What can I do for you? Where'd you come from? You know, phrasing, the way that you say it, the context, the tone alters it. Do you understand? The influx, the what's the word? The importance of a certain word while you're saying it. In the same words, it can mean a completely different, entirely different version of it. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? What is that? Just the tones. People don't understand. Or where did you come from? In a state of different emotion means completely different things. So when you group something and you're in court and you don't really tell and express what the entirety of it is, and you say, did you say those words? I'm going to kill you. Well, yes, but I didn't mean them in that context. I mean that he's going to kill himself off, if that makes any sense. I'm going to kill you. That just means that the energy that you're throwing at me is going to be thrown back at you, and I'm not going to have to physically lift a finger. That's what I mean. I mean that when I was a child, I was a very aggressive little girl, and they had record of that in my first grade year over at Todd's school, that I was violent toward the boys. Well, you would think that all this documentation would have just led directly to some type of investigation for child abuse because there was something odd going on, although you couldn't because I was always clean. I was always pristine, and I was always acting appropriately, especially when my parents were around. Interesting. So instead of actually leaning toward these children are being abused, your ignorant individuals, the authorities at that time, those many years ago, made it out to be as though my parents were trying their best and there was nothing going on and they didn't need therapy. Surely we needed family counseling. Surely we needed to understand that sexual abuse was not normal and uncalled for. And then everybody's like, then you would have gotten your spoon taken away from you. You know, your dad, he was.
I do agree with that. They should have gotten family therapy. A lot of shit should not have even happened.
The one working for all of that, and if he wasn't working for it, then the government would have had to support you, and no one wants that. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I completely comprehend that. But at the same time, what greater damage are you doing to these individuals that have to sustain all of that and end up having to fuck up their lives because you fucked up their lives by not caring about them? And maybe they needed some other individual other than a family member to actually sit there and emotionally support them and guide them because they had no one to look toward. They had no other person to look up to. And that's why I understand a lot of men even join the military because they don't have father figures. I understand this. I'm not retarded. I get all of these things. Maybe not all at once sometimes because I'm dealing with my own emotions, but why is it that I have to deal with my emotions to this extremity, or to this extreme? Why? This is not normal. This is not normal, the amount of abuse that I've had to sustain underneath your watchful guidance. What are you doing? Preparing me for the worst. I understand that the worst is yet to come. I get that. But why? Why are you doing this to me? How sensible is it? Are you trying to prove a point by telling others it doesn't matter how true and factual your life is, you will still get fucked over if we don't like you? I don't understand. I'm much more capable than a lot of the people that you support on a payroll. If that's what you mean by getting a job, then yeah, I should definitely get a job in your system somewhere so that you can pay me for being stupid and picking my butt. So, itchy asses because you don't know how to wipe them. So yeah, I don't know why I say these things. I guess I know that from personal, eyewitness accounts. But people are like, no, your reality doesn't matter. You suck. No, your reality doesn't matter. You suck. Also, that really hurt. I get these surging pains in my tits. It's really bad. It's really bad. You know what it felt like? Like somebody was sticking something inside of my boob and winding up through, and it stopped right here at the chest. That hurt really badly. And I understand too, those little sacs inside of the breast because I, breastfed. I know a lot about the body and the physiological changes, and it's just those little those clustered. What are they called? Those sacs. They look like grapes, and then they're expanded. I get that they're engorged with milk, and they're trying to figure out why I'm not releasing that milk because I just had the child. So I mean, sometimes I realize yeah, he's there, whatever. Why would I? It would make it worse if I were locked up. I would never, ever, ever want to be around that child again. Never want to look at it. And that would hurt him worse than anything on earth. People are crazy. They think they know what they're talking about because they get it from their certain perspective. But if you talk to someone that can get engaged with an individual and you see it from that third party perspective, then you get a lot more information out of the entire situation. That's why I tell people I'm very glad that they started recording so that they could get it from both sides. Because if you know that individual, you understand when that individual is telling the cop to even back the fuck up. You don't know how stressed I've been in my life. Back the fuck up, please. I am not a violent person. My record may state otherwise, but no, I am not a horrible monster like everyone has made me out to be. Back the fuck up. So, yeah. And I thought we were playing like a cat and mouse game. I got that. I was like, okay, you guys are silly. Quit. Like, stop being so naughty. But at this point, it's just really, it's like, stop. That isn't enough is enough. My tits hurt. I already have to realize that I got to work through this. Just drinking lots of water, doing what I need to do to maintain. I don't know why you put this in my story. Why did you decide to put this in my story? This is very painful, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. And I'm not saying that there won't be further breakdowns because you guys aren't interacting with me face to face. Well, yes, you do, through different comrades, through each one of you here on the surface level. I get that. I don't like this. This is painful. Can we do something about this? I am not doing well. That's not nice. You just ruined my baby's life. And I know I shouldn't have attachments in this world, and I need to detach from the things that I love and want most in order to just be at full peace with myself and not seeking beyond what is given, beyond what is needed in order to sustain my life force on a daily basis. I get that. I'm not retarded. Okay, and I know I say that word and it sounds degradatory, but honestly, anybody with special needs, I mean, I think that they're beautiful. I think that they're trying so hard to get their express to the world what they want to express, but they have a hard time doing it. And I always had sort of empathy for that, because I knew that I felt that way sometimes too, where I was trapped inside of my own body and I couldn't express myself. I couldn't tell people what I needed and wanted. And some of these people, they just needed somebody to listen to them for a little bit, and so that they could get out their point. And that's why people listened to me, because they thought I was slow. And I was like, well, I am kind of slow sometimes because I feel like I'm still seeking something that obviously I was seeking. That's the difference. And I wasn't necessarily even seeking in December. I wasn't seeking for that, but my heart was. My heart was definitely seeking something, but my mind and my body were not. My body definitely was not. I mean, it could have been, but after December 2nd, I was horrified. And then I was confused completely and aggravated because all of it had happened all at once. And people don't want to realize from all of it. They want to see it from just an excerpt. Nope, this is where you freaked out in the situation. We're going to charge you. And I'm like, no, seriously? What if this happened to your daughter? What if this happened to, someone that you love most? What if it happened to your sister or your mother? What if this was your mother's story? And she had no one to talk to, no one to turn to, and had to raise you, swallowing her pride every fucking day. That someone took advantage of her as she was in a weakened state. And she was just so domineering. She didn't want to beg anybody for assistance. She didn't want to, and I understand sometimes I'm too dominant. Sometimes I think I can do everything on my own and then some, but I get that from my mom and I get that from my dad, they're both very good people in their own ways. They are. I'm not going to lie. They are both very good people in their own ways. And they've done some stupid shit and they have neglected things. Yes, at times, but they have good intentions most of the time. I have good intentions most of the time. That's why when I didn't want to overdraft the account, I thought, no, I'm not playing by these fucking rules anymore. I prayed to God that morning afterward. And I said, well, when I was crying in the car before I'd left the actual place, I was sitting in the car and I started crying. I'm sure it's on video somewhere. And just wondering why I had to go through that, why he never came back with the pill, why it's always so confusing when you interact with a man. Their interaction is so confusing. He even at some point said, you don't have to do anything. Are you insane? Of course I do. At first I thought, what does that mean? You wouldn't mind if we got knocked up? And then I was like, no, he just doesn't care. That's how I ended up putting it. It's like, no, he just doesn't care. He doesn't care if the child suffers because I'm homeless right now. Like, he doesn't care. So I waited out all of it, and I sat in my car and I was like, God, do I really need to overdraft my account right now? Does this really have to be a thing? Is this, I don't know. God, my tits are huge right now, and they're just out in the open where people can like walk around and see. Ew, that's disgusting. I mean, there were a lot of times where I tried to make it to where I felt like I was very masculine, so I put a lot of cleavage out there, but I had a lot of tit too. They had gotten huge. Right now, they're just sort of like, oh, they're big. Especially this one. This one's very heavy.
Yeah, she's like, look at that. She is loving her boobs right now.
They're very heavy, like rocks. It's really, really, oh, don't touch them. Just don't touch them. I wish I had ice packs and stuff. That'd be nice.
Gotta get some cabbage.
I don't try to do anything though. Why seek out anybody else's help? Why go to a shelter? Why do anything? Why do anything? When you don't have the will to live, you just don't want to do anything. Jump through anybody's hoops. Play with anybody. We're not playing the same game, apparently. And apparently you don't understand what true compassion is. Or your job. What are you in the humanities for? Where did you come from? So yeah. And then I always get in trouble because I'm so dramatic. God, Leticia, you make things out to be so much worse than they actually are. What? No, I don't. You're crazy. I've already gone through enough. Don't touch me. So yeah. Oh, it feels so nice to have my body to myself again. Am I crazy? All just contained to myself so that my child doesn't have to see or witness it. Stay away from me. I worry about his stability, though, his mental stability, because like everyone says, it's genetic. Psychological disorders, and he's going to have a lot of them now that he's been ripped away. So, a little bit of phlegm. Sometimes I get that because of the smoking, because of the traveling, because, well, mostly I think it had a lot to do with the smoking. And when I had a lot of animal products, it was a lot worse. I ended up with a lot of phlegm due to dairy products. So, oh my God, I want to kill myself. I really do. I wish I were dead. This doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem accurate at all. Like, what timeline are we in? You know, where am I? And I was like, oh my God, who am I? No, kill me. I'm hopeful that they will kill me soon. I sacrifice myself to the gods. Ah! There's no making you people understand. Not in this day and age, anyway. You cannot tell me that all of this, and then I end up still getting shit on at the very end. This is a terrible story. Nothing but bad luck. I was hungry a little while ago. I'm not hungry anymore. Sometimes you have to make yourself feel something in this realm.
It really bothers me whenever she says realm, in this realm.
And people keep telling me that they're sorry for me. Why? I don't feel sorry for myself. It was very sad what had happened. The emotions were there. We're all human. But then you get over it. You get over it. Each individual will get their just dues. And you just have to understand that that's how it goes. Sometimes things go from a positive to a negative, negative to a positive, but something has to balance itself out at some point. I'm just glad that I had an opportunity to have these lessons so that I could learn if ever I have to be forced into this again. Same concept with each individual time that I tried to commit suicide and was forced back into this body. Shit's painful. Waking up is sort of the same concept when you're in and out of consciousness. And so waking up into the pain of these breaths. I haven't had it confirmed yet fully that December 4th was the father, but I'm pretty sure I was spot on for that. They just don't like to notify me of things because they want to see how well I do just being clairvoyant or something. What the fuck am I? I'm not clairvoyant. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So now that like they have the baby, are they supposed to contact her still and be like, hey, by the way, we found out so and so's the dad, he's keeping the baby? Or do they not? I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't have to contact her. I'm ready to find out too.
So, if I am, then I'm doing a shitty fucking job. Oh, my tits hurt. Ow. Ow. And you know how like saggy my boobs are? Like all droopy? They're just hard and just want to swing like back and forth. And every bit of pressure, I'm like, oh, I deserve this. I knew he wasn't coming back. I should have aborted it. At the time, I thought that was the devil. But now looking at the entirety of the situation, it was the devil not to sacrifice him earlier, because now he's in for a world of suffering, a world of pain. Trying to make sure nothing's like exposed. But then again, I got this big old pad in my crotch, so I think I'm pretty safe right now. Hopefully nobody's gonna rape me. Although I was in the shower and the shower curtain was clear, so I was like, the fire thing was right there, and I was like, and all I think about is cameras, right? People monitoring me, and the fucking shower curtain is clear, and there I am like getting nude, and the fucking, it just makes me irritated that our privacy is not really our own time, especially in places where we thought it was. But they had to watch us in our, those areas, because those were the worst areas for crime. And then, of course, I've been monitored in the psychiatric hospital, so I knew that there were cameras here and there placed. Incognito. I just want to do some like yoga and shit, not talk to anyone though. Like, I would love to spend time with you, but I cannot expose any more of my energy or disperse anymore, because I've had it. So every time I talk to new individuals, I try to keep everything light, but then I inform them a little bit about the truth about my life story, and just to make sure that they stay at a very, very safe distance. Do not get attached to me. You're just going to hurt me more. Everything you say, everything you do can and will be held against you in the court of law, in the Supreme Court. We've got this crazy bitch. We've got her. She's on camera. She's saying this. She's doing this. She's naughty. Naughty girl. She needs a spankings. Gross. Gross. Can't believe people don't know what my age is sometimes, and they get confused and they think I'm like younger than I am. People always complimenting me. I think it's just my childishness. Never gonna grow up. Never gonna grow up.
I'm sorry. It's so weird how she like feels and talks about herself. I mean, because she really does love herself, like in a different way, not in a healthy way.
Toys R Us kid. There's a million things at Toys R Us that we can play with. So I don't know what I was gonna do with the baby down here. You know, this stuff is fucked. My boobs hurt. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad my boobs hurt. I'm mad that I don't have the baby with me, even if it was just whatever dumpster baby. You don't just pump and dump and expect that the woman's not going to have resentments, and then you just tell her she can't talk like that. No, that's what it was. If you lie, he's going to be hurt worse later on. So true. That's why you just tell people directly to their face, hey, I'm sorry. No one wanted you. I wanted you. I didn't necessarily think you were that much of a dumpster baby. I thought you were pretty damn cute. But I say these things because that's what everybody likes, because that's exactly what they're thinking. They want me to accept the truth. And the truth is, nobody wanted him. He was fatherless. What type of child goes through life, especially a little boy, without a father? They end up fucked up. They end up fucked up.
Hey, Trisha. Yeah, she's really proud and in love with her upper hearts.
So then I tried, but I'm like, single moms, not for me, really. That's not something that I really wanted to put myself into, because that would have been a lot of stress. Worth the stress, they say, because kids are a blessing and kids are adorable. And I don't mind thinking that it would have been worth at least his stress, or, like him stressing me out. But then I also worried that he would never have a father figure because I'm crazy and I would never want to date again. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Jesus, how long have I been on here? An hour and a half again? My life is nothing. My life means nothing. This is what I do all day long. Weird shit, just barking, talking to myself, hoping that nobody comes and approaches me or tries to harass me and steal more from me. You guys are weird. Get away from me. What more do you want? Stay away from me.
Ashley, I'm sorry. I had to speed it up. She's not really talking that fast. I had to speed it up.
My vagina's been violated recently. Nobody else wants it. Please leave me alone. Should have gotten that plan B. Then we wouldn't have suffered like this. We should have gotten that abortion too, that was offered to me 2 different times. Well, technically it was more than 3 times that it was offered. So I didn't like taking those people's money when they offered it to me. I feel like I have to refuse it, but then I know how argumentative some people are and they get offended. So I'm forced into giving up and just accepting whatever they have. And that's sad. Sometimes I really don't like doing that, but there are times where people are just very, very persuasive, and I don't want to be offensive to most people. I don't want to be, and even if it's bad people, I'm just like, maybe you just need some other person to manipulate until you realize that you need to do better. So, I mean, I've given money to panhandlers too. They were probably better off than I am. Look at me. I'm destitute still. I still have nothing. No one. And I come from nothing and no one. And I had really good time with the baby. We went on. It's like we went on an adventure. And it's always hard to part with your comrades or your companions at the end of a journey. And people say that I should be just emotionless constantly, but it's very, very hard to just detach from these emotions, especially when you're going through physical pain and recovery from childbirth. And then there are so many women, though, that have had it worse, where they just had to suck it up immediately, moments after, like I said, and continue to pick the cotton or get beat as they were giving birth, or immediately men jump right on them after they give birth and start raping her again. Yeah. I know there's a lot of women that had it a lot worse, so I figure don't expect that this is the worst type of punishment. This is a first world country, and they keep a watchful eye now, better than they did even years ago, decades ago. What are we? Where did we come from? Why are women treated the way we are, you know? Like we're just tools, because men love to use tools and then discard them, never put them back in their place, just tossed here and there haphazardly, expecting that they're the ones that are responsible, expecting that they're the ones that know best. In actuality, they don't know. That's why they can't find something when they need it, digging around in the wrong place because they can't remember where they tossed their valuables. They didn't realize it was valuable until they needed it again, until they opened their eyes or their hearts to the reality of it. That's the sad part. And I've seen so many just disgusting toolboxes and tool sheds that I'm thinking, like, don't you take pride in your belongings? Maybe if you didn't have them, you would miss them. But men, they'll steal it from anywhere. If they don't got a wrench, they're going to steal it from this other guy. And then this, whatever screwdriver here, drive her here, So funny. You guys are so silly. So, and my weird analogies are perfect and spot on for my perception, for my, from my view. I don't see why people don't engage with me better. Why is it that I look crazy? I know what's up. I know. Just being tossed around. This isn't cool. I'm done. I don't want to play with you, and I don't want to play your stupid games. That's why I'm not going to court. And people are like, no, you should go. You should go. You sound like the devil. You sound like the devil that wants to play into the devil's games, because all that court proceeding bullshit is the same concept. Because even when I was trying to file and I realized, oh, maybe I just shouldn't, because these people are not good people. They're not going to sit there and follow through and take care of this stuff. Keep your mouth shut. Don't look at them unless there's an actual crime. And then even when I needed help and I was like calling because I was like, I can't deal with this. Every little thing I would call about because I was not doing well. I needed help. There was something wrong. There was a time where I was having a panic attack in a fucking store because these motherfuckers wouldn't return the item. There was the actual item. There was the receipt, and they were refusing to fucking do it. And I was fucking having a panic attack. I was like, are these people that fucking ignorant with their fucking no teeth that they can't even just return a $20 item? I need the fucking cash. It was horrifying. And it was it was a goddamn diffuser or something. Oh my God. When are you going to stop calling us? No, I needed you. I was panicking. I just didn't comprehend why my reality was so fucked. My daughter was stolen. These little things were getting to me. Even in the storage unit, and the one officer placed it in my mind. What if there's a bomb in your car? Because he said, those are, and I was like, you're right. What if there is? And I freaked out one day and I called the cops too, because I was like, there's a bomb in my car. So of course they were like, when are you going to stop calling us? The fuck? That's what and I realized that's why he said it was his fucking birthday. I was like, you piece of shit. I fucking hate you. You lie to me. You're a manipulative goddamn piece of garbage. Narcissist. Fuck you. Are you making my life any better? No, I'm tripping the fuck out right now. What am I supposed to do? Thank you for making me go crazy and having to relay that stuff because I was tripping the fuck out on whatever meds I was coming down off of that you injected me with forcibly. What? I'm not embarrassed or ashamed of getting nude in the fucking thing, thinking I was having the fucking sweats because there was something wrong with me. I'm not ashamed. This body, fucking disgusting. I'm not ashamed. Why should I be? Yeah. I should be glad.
I know. Definitely need to think about the positive. The baby doesn't have to hear this crap and cramp up in her stomach. I cannot wait to hear the update on him.
That I actually reached out to others to see if they'd help with the situation, and instead they always make it out to be like I'm the issue. You're calling the cops for what? A decapitated fucking dog? Yes, that I didn't fucking do, that was just placed in my home. I knew something was wrong. That's why I immediately called the police. So I was like, it's on record. It's on fucking record. My reaction to everyone else is crazy. Always on record, because I was calling because I was about to fucking collapse. I was about to detach, may faint, because I am fucking horrified. So some days it was too much. And they were putting way too much fucking Prozac in me at the time that I called the police for that one incident. I was having fucking hot flashes, fucking sweats, fucking all that shit. Couldn't walk around. I was so overweight. I was not doing well. Couldn't breathe. And all they did was laugh. All the fucking officers did was laugh. They couldn't even manage because they were like, no, see, and then they looked at the fucking references of what my ex-husband and I, all that shit. Oh no, she's a criminal. No, I'm not. No, I am not. I didn't do any of that shit. And also too, you restrained me from my child. Are you crazy? Are you fucking stupid? You think you're not going to cause a fucking murder from that, from doing something stupid like that? Or are you not thinking of the best fucking interest of the child because of all these lies and manipulations by these other people? Where I knew when my daughter was perfectly safe. There were photos, videos of her constantly.
So, like, she just said something about how they're going to be responsible for the murder. What murder?
Of how well maintained she was. And there were fucking evidence through Change Point, as well as not Dayspring. That was the place that closed down for Medicaid fraud. That was, anyway, one of the places that I'd gone to where they were prescribing me 90 bars of Xanax. So also that other place, Healthy Connections, they all have proof of, they came and they checked me like weekly or whatever, checked up on her. And a lot of times I tried to go to the library with her, and I tried to go to these other places where I was trying to do my best by her. I didn't have much, but I was trying, and I was in a faulty fucking relationship because he was a manipulative liar. So I did the best with what I could, and that's all I could do. The same thing with this baby. I did the best with what I could. I gave you the best, buddy, but your dad never came back. That left us fucked for the rest of your life. So I'm sorry. You're a good baby, and I love you. I just love him so much, And you just want to fuck with me. Go for it. Don't care. Give him to his dad. I don't care. Do what you gotta do to make it look like I was going and did something.
No, that's the problem. No one's doing this to F with you. Everyone's not like you. We know that's what you do. You want to mess with other people, so you put other people in danger. No one did this to F with you. Everyone did this to help the baby be in a good home and be safe and sound.
Something wrong, but it's on fucking film everywhere. It's on fucking everyone who knows me personally. Every eyewitness, every character witness knows she wasn't doing shit to her kid. Either one of her kids. And then when she did, she laughed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she had a case with the CPS with her daughters here. So I believe they already knew about her. But this was a different state. So, I mean, hopefully they're switching or giving out all the information now.
Lashed out because of a certain situation, circumstance, whatever. Dance out the crazy. I wish I could. Right now, I'm a little bit tired. Like, I literally just gave birth 2 days ago or whatever, 3 at this point. I don't fucking know. I don't care at this point. They ripped him away, and I knew. That's why I told him I would always love him. And then he left. Not my fault, not my problem, not anymore. And people say, no, it is your problem because technically the paperwork. Get the fuck away from me. Nothing to do with paperwork. Get away from me. You've distorted me enough. I don't know where you come across thinking that I'm going to fight for some paper that says that he's mine. No. I am not that type of fucking hoe. My tits hurt. My tits hurt.
Okay, so you're a hoe, but not that type of hoe. Did she say she wasn't the type of hoe to fight for her kids?
Random person, you want to suckle me?
Find some random person you want to
sell
suckle
my
me?
fucking breast milk.
Ew.
Sell my fucking breast from the teat, just like a fucking cow. Who wants to pay me? Suckling my breast milk. That's not technically a sexual act, is it? Right? This is perverse. All the thought of this is just horrifying.
Yeah, it is horrifying. Oh my gosh. Because there's some pervert men out there too. Yeah, she gets to, thank you. She gets to stay home with mom today while I work, and it has not been very easy. Because she's so loud. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because there's some nasty people out there who probably would pay to do that, and it's kind of nasty that she even brought it up.
Dark humor. That's fucking hilarious to me. That's how life is, though. Like shit. If somebody and you know, in the past where they did that shit to women, they just ripped the baby away and just violated her, and just for sucking up that breast milk because they didn't have a daddy. That's so funny. Men are so stupid. They're so cute though. Like they're so cute. They think they're so strong. They think they're so capable, and they're like, but they have no idea what it's like to give birth. So they really don't have any idea what it's like to have and have lost a child, something that came out of your body like that, a living thing that became another living thing. The fuck? You guys aren't even capable of doing that. You are so less than. It's so sad. And you know that. And that's why you want to kill us off sometimes, because you're like, damn, I'm a psychopath. You're right. I've never had the feeling and I could never understand emotions. You're right. Because you're unevolved in that way. In that way. That's funny. It's a gift to be able to produce life. Most men can't understand that, and that's why they jack off everywhere, because they figure it's worthless. It's not a living thing. Your fucking cum is definitely a living thing, and you need to realize that you need to respect that and respect the women that you're with that, because if you make random offspring, then they end up in the system, or they end up with their father all fucked up by themselves because they just left the woman for dead. And then they're going to turn around and say, your mother walked off on us. No, there's living proof. There's plenty of people that know. Go find it. Go find the answers. Find me in the future. So yeah. I wonder how many people you had to get in order to learn my language, to learn where I'm coming from. Probably quite a bit. Had to reference a lot of stuff to be able to comprehend me fully. So anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I'm not doing well. It may seem like I'm doing well. It may seem like I'm looking good, whatever. But I'm not. And that's usually what happens behind the photos. So nobody gets the true story behind something. They just get a little excerpt of something, a little piece, a little fragment, and then they make their own determination. And generally it's wrong. Generally, they're not as clairvoyant as they believe they are, and understanding and comprehensive of others' emotions or their manipulations. So yeah, that's why people get lied to their face, and they're like, no, this person's real. Yeah, a real liar. They really know how to lie and fucking destroy people's lives. And then when you look at me, you're just like, oh my God, she's just like pitiful, completely pitiful. She thinks everybody's out to be her friend. No, I don't. I know that. I've known that for many years. I was always the kid that was in the corner because nobody wanted to play because I was weird. Always been extra weird. So, talking to things that weren't there necessarily and stuff. They were there. And then nobody believes you.
You just said it wasn't really there, but it was there. This is how she plays into being really messed up. Oh, okay, we got hurt.
It wasn't schizophrenia as a child. What the fuck is wrong with you? I say everybody's imagination leads them to schizophrenia. What's wrong with you? Anyway, September 2nd, 2022, Leticia Collins Servin. I'm not doing well. Are people gonna sit there and take heed of that and give me what I need in order to get better? No. Instead, they're gonna watch me suffer day after day and see how progressive it gets because they want me to step up to the plate. I stopped playing the game. I'm just a spectator now. I'm done. I have literally walked off the field. You win. I am no longer a good sportsman about this because you've not been a good sportsman. Terrible people. You're terrible individuals. You people are so sick. Knowing that I'm suffering, knowing that I'm going through this, knowing that the child would be best off with my milk, even if there's weed in it. And you are still refusing to offer him the best in that manner for him and his life. You have just destroyed him by him not being able to suckle at my breast and to be with me for as long as he needs to build his psychological stability. The oxytocin released during that. Why do you think my daughter was so calm? She was so well behaved. But no, you've just destroyed 2 lives. And they said something about leaking. Maybe if I just don't play with them, because right now they feel like they're trying to leak. That's the sensation I'm getting. So this is very painful. Very painful. Hope this is over with soon. And not in the way where I thought everybody was gonna do right by me. I'm over that. I'm over that illusion, that distortion. I'm over that somebody's gonna just step up and be like, oh, miracle, here you go. This is what's gonna help you. This is best for you in the long run. This is good for your psychological and physical well-being. I'm done waiting for a savior. I understand that they'll never come, and I'm shit out of luck. And there's no reason for me to persuade myself into believing lies and nonsense that there are good people still left out there. There's no good people. Like, they would know that they would need to get my child back to me soon so that I could start feeding again. But they don't want to do that. Instead, they want to destroy this life in my life. And that's normal, completely normal. I'm completely used to it. I always thought, no, there's always good people. No, after all of these years of hardship, I realize they will not own up to their faults. They will not own up to the truth. And this was my stupidity for believing that anyone cared about me truly. Where did you come from? Anyway, September 2nd, 2022, Leticia Collins Servin. I tried my best. That's all I can say. That's all I can say and do. I tried my fucking best. Just trying. Trying to see the positive. Trying to do the best. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Susie, for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Okay, she ended her live, so her mom wants custody. I was wondering why she did not want custody. How could you not show your ass at that hospital? That's sad. I mean, if she really cared, she would have showed up at that hospital for her child and her grandchild, but she didn't. No. All right, I'm going to get off of here. Yeah, little one's getting a little fussy. But hopefully I'll be back on soon. Hope y'all have a good Friday. Y'all be safe.